6 cruise passengers who had warrants on 3 separate ships got arrested. Remember how I said stay away from the National Geographic Seabird? I said stay away from that ship because what happened? It got infected with a norovirus, gastrovirus for a second time. Telling you, stay away from it. Guess what happened? It has now happened a 3rd time. This is like within the past month and a half, 2 months, right? A 3rd time this ship has been hit, and within, I think about, I would say, past maybe 4 weeks. The 2nd time within the past 4 weeks, at least. I'm telling you, everybody, stay away from this cruise ship, because if you go on this cruise ship right now, you're probably going to get a gastrointestinal virus, and more than likely, it's probably going to happen for a 4th time unless the CDC steps in. An unidentified cruise ship was sailing off the coast of Greece at one of the islands of Crete, right? So what happened was, this 79-year-old cruise passenger, he or she was found unresponsive. The crew tried to resuscitate him, tried to revive him, where eventually they got him medically evacuated, right? At this moment, do not even know if he was alive or dead at this moment, right? They got him to the hospital, where at the hospital, he was pronounced dead, or she, right, was pronounced dead. Unfortunately, this person did not survive. Very, very sad situation. Well, I mean, you go on a cruise to have fun, but you know, stuff like this can happen. And if you're wondering, do cruise ships have morgues? Yes, they do. On Friday, July 17, 2026, as passengers were getting ready to board and disembark on their cruises at Port Canaveral, 6 cruise passengers from 3 separate ships, right? They all had warrants for their arrest. I mean, this is crazy. You don't see warrants really get crazy like this, where you're getting 6 cruise passengers from 3 different ships, right? And one of these cruise passengers, at one point, killed somebody in their life. That's why they were in jail and they came out, right? So one of these cruise passengers had a violation of probation, and this person was arrested along with their roommate, probably because the roommate went with them, and they're saying that maybe the roommate broke a law, right? Don't know anything about that, right? 2 others were arrested for failure to appear in court. If you do not go to court, there is going to be a warrant out for your arrest, right? They paid a small bond, $500, $1,000, nothing major, right? But now let's get to the fun part of this story, as these last 2, you know, you go to jail. Not everybody's been in jail. I, for sure, have not been in jail, court, and all that, right? But, you know, you go to jail, right? You do your time, you come out on probation, right? Happens all around there. You're good in jail, you do your coming out for probation, you have a probation officer. What you have to do, you got to check in with your officer, you got to get approval for certain things. For an example, I'll use this. I live in New York, right? Someone on probation in New York might actually have to get approval just to go to a concert in New Jersey. Just giving you an example. Yes, that can happen. So these people did not get approval to go on a cruise to leave the country, because the cruise is going to leave the country. So what happened was, when they got off the cruise ship, guess what happened? They both got arrested because they had no approval from their probation officer, not just to go on the cruise, to leave this country. So in the comments, tell me, do you think if someone was arrested and convicted and found guilty for such a heinous crime, for example, as murder, right? Do you think that they should be allowed to go on a cruise? For example, if they come out of the jail, right? Well, 9 out of 10 times, it's tough for them to find a job because of their criminal history. So you think because of their criminal history, they should not be allowed to go on a cruise?